Alright, I'm gonna start a vlog. We'll see if I can keep my attention doing so. I should have brought my gimbal. But, start a vlog. My journey of the next couple years. The goal is to get into acting. Eventually get into, writing, directing, filmmaking as a whole. But as I look into it, trying to get into filmmaking as a writer seems to be almost the most difficult out of a lot of the trades, crafts, if you will, for filmmaking. Directors, I don't know. I look at directors and local directors, and it seems like sometimes some of those guys can just, they make a couple YouTube videos or something, and then all of a sudden they happen to meet someone, and then before you know it, they're directing a feature film on Netflix or some crap like that. So I don't know if this is going to be a daily thing, a weekly thing, so I don't have any plans right now. I literally just pulled out my phone as I was walking here and decided to do that. Part of it is also it's a fitness accountability as well, so which goes with acting for me personally, anyways. I took acting in college. Whenever I want to learn something, I'll usually go back to school, go back to our local community college, and I'll just take more classes. So it's almost like once you go through college, just go back and just take more stuff. And you'll realize you don't have to go to university for everything, and not every university is honestly the best anyways. They're just more expensive. So I'm taking photography, videography, a lot of pretty much anything Adobe to learn how to edit, just about everything, Illustrator, Photoshop, Premiere, such like that. But took acting, took screenwriting, took directing at our local community college. It was a lot of fun, and I was kind of doing it just for fun, just for something to do. But then I decided, hey, let's get into it and let's actually do this. So I'm more fortunate because I'm 47. I have a wife who does very well for herself. So we're smart with our finances, and I'm in a position to where, honestly, I can go off and I can do things and play around and not have to worry about bills. We're very blessed that way. So I'm going to be playing around with that. First thing is getting in shape. So yes, I do have some acting skills, and I'll showcase that and display that here and there. But I need to get in shape. And getting in shape, starting off, I spent the last few months doing more of a bulk. It's kind of what you consider a dirty bulk, because I got a little on the fat side. So I probably got, I'm just going to be honest and say probably about 30 pounds of unwanted body fat to get rid of. But I have a solid frame of muscularity underneath there. So I'm about 5'11"-ish, and I'm sitting right now at about 265. So if I drop down to, knowing my body well enough, if I can get down to about 10% body fat, that's probably going to be about 25, 30 pounds. That's still going to be put me around the 230 mark. That's still a big guy. So I think, what's that one guy, who's a Jack Reacher actor? Alan Richardson. What is he, like 6'2", 6'3"? He's pushing about 240. So basically I'd be just a smidge smaller than him. So a little bit about myself and why I think I can act is because I said so, for one. Now maybe society and public is going to say, no, you're not that good. But playing around with acting, I can figure out my type. I can play a bad guy. I can play a dad. I can play a coach. I can play, the divorcee. I can play a cop. I can play a lot of things on that aspect between ages, about 45 to 55, we'll say. As I can get a little gray in the beard, but I can also shave it off. And I still have kind of a baby face underneath the beard. I know it doesn't look like it, but I do. Make sure I hydrate, get plenty of good fats, take my vitamins, say my prayers, get plenty of sleep. You know, the whole Hulk Hogan thing. And yeah, so I still have some decent young skin. And so I'm gonna try out the acting thing. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It was interesting because when I did acting in school, I did it, I would just say 2 years ago, roughly. Obviously, everyone in there is between the ages of 18 and 20. Then when the semester started with acting 1, there were a couple, I wasn't even the oldest one in there. There were 3 other people that were roughly around my age. And I was the only one that stayed and lasted the semester, and then went into acting 2. And I was definitely the oldest student in there, but I had fun. And you know, the wonderful thing is I did not feel, the other students, maybe they might have felt intimidated or something like that. I didn't feel that. I felt so welcomed by, you know, the kids who were literally half my age, even more than half my age. And I never had a problem finding partners, making friends a little bit. It was a blast. I had a good time. So I was able to, a summer ago, switch arms here. Fucking arms getting tired. So I was able to get into a couple of local productions a year ago in the summer. I got on one feature film. Mostly it's just like a background extra. The nice thing was I was able to do several scenes because I was just a background extra. So he was like, "Hey, come here and do this." A boxing movie, and so you're in the crowd, and then they're like, "Oh, there's a funeral scene." So you go to the funeral, and you're, you know, one of the fans or something like that. So I did a lot of background scenes with that particular film, and then there was one short I did that I played a gun runner. And that was a lot of fun because when I met with the kid, I had the image he was looking for. And he's like, "Hey, would you be willing to, you know, play a gun runner?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, man." And he's like, "Cool." So the costume was a wife beater, and I got a belly, so, you know, and then board shorts and flip-flops. So I look fucking trashy as all hell. I'll take a left here. I look trashy as all hell. And it was nice. And I was supposed to play this like douchey gun runner and stuff like that. But the fun part was because I actually have a lot of knowledge into firearms. He's like, "Hey, can you teach us how to use this stuff?" I was like, "Oh, you guys don't have a stunt coordinator? You don't have a range master or anything like that?" He's like, "No, we don't know anything about this." Like, "Oh, okay." So we're using airsoft Sig Sauers. So that's all cut off. Oh no, it's not. We're using airsoft Sig Sauers, so got to teach these guys how to use those and look like they knew what they were talking about, and I definitely know what I'm talking about. So it was just a lot of fun. And you know, this year I decided to quit the job and go and pursue this. So I talked to the wife, and she's like, "Yeah, you hate that job." I was like, "Damn right I hate that job. We all hate our jobs, don't we?" So especially when it's just like there's no purpose to it. You don't feel like you're doing anything. You're just doing mindless work every day. So anyways, we'll get into discussions on that. So I think I have a shot. I personally think I have a shot because I already have some skills. I mean, again, older guy, I get in shape, so I'll have some muscularity, I'll have some size, so hopefully I can look good on camera a little bit. I have extensive martial arts background. That's what I did. I always had a studio, and then usually had some type of day job to help fund that a little bit. And so I've collected 4 black belts so far. So a secondary black belt in karate. I moved over and I got a black sash in Chen style Tai Chi, and then I moved over to Shaolin Kung Fu. Now in Shaolin there's actually no black sash. You just work until you get the title of master. So I don't tell people that just because it's like, "Oh, you're master so-and-so." It's like, yeah, people think that sounds lame. It sounds lame. So I just like, "Oh, I'm a master in Kung Fu." Well, I am, but it just sounds lame to say that. And then I started playing with Kali, Screama sticks and karambits and stuff like that. So that's a lot of fun. So I have stick and knife and, you know, the other weapons that you do in the Kung Fu, staffs and spears and swords and stuff like that. Was that 4? That was 4. And I am working on a 5th in jiu-jitsu. The thing of it is I don't like jiu-jitsu that much. I really don't. I like standing on my feet, and I like striking. I don't grappling. I'd rather just hit them. I mean, you can make arguments, oh, but this is better. It's like it depends on the individual. It really does. There's really no martial art that's better than the other. It depends on the individual. So you can have a striker who understands how not to get taken down and beat the crap out of, whoever jiu-jitsu player. And then you can have a jiu-jitsu player that's, well, I can avoid these strikes. I've learned how to avoid strikes, not get hit, and then get in and then tackle the guy. So, I mean, you can do that with anything. It's the individual on how they see the art, and, can they basically turn themselves into fucking Neo and, Matrix themselves. So, that's kind of an introduction to myself. Again, lots of firearms instructions. So, I think because of that, I have some skills that people want. I've already signed up for an Actors Access and applied to some roles that kind of fit my type. One of them was, I think, last week. I applied to 3 last week. One of them was a retired sheriff. So you had to know firearms. It was like a thriller. There was fight scenes and heavy stunts and firearms. I'm like, I can do that. So I have some skills that maybe some filmmaker wants. It's just kind of find that filmmaker that likes my look and feels that I fit the image of what they have for that character. So, again, that's kind of the beginning of the vlog. I don't know if it's going to be a daily thing, a weekly thing. I'll just chop it up and edit it from there. Whatever. I don't even know if it's going to last past this particular video. See if it holds my attention, or I get bored, or I don't have anything to talk about or something like that. So we'll just go from there. So I appreciate you watching. Thank you.